Hello world, it's AY music. Hello world, it's AY music, and you can roll with it or refuse it. I say hey, way to the world, this is my day. Something like BK, have it my way. This is my time, I'ma shine so much.
Yo, what's up? He be the one them call Timo Peach.
And he be the one they call AY Young. And what is this?
The Global Goals Music Roadshow. And yo,
It's the Global Goals Music Roadshow, everyone.
we're here. I mean, this show is designed, man, to like empower you and to change the world with us and shape a healthier future for the planet. Our mission is like to turn the people of the world, humans, right, companies, organizations, which I call outlets, into the battery to power change, charged with the universal language of music.
Yes, it is. Now, I'm in the UK. He's in the US. We're both musicians and creatives passionate about transforming our world and encouraging you, an ordinary us lot, to feel like we can be part of making it happen. Now, we found our passion, our confidence, our voices through music. This is some of his music.
Booyah.
To finish, the world needs good people. Together we can make it if we try. Black skin, white skin was made to be equal. No matter what the age, the fame, we all just human. I can feel you listen. You know just what I say. And you can catch me fighting. I'm ready for a change, so I said, I'm ready for a change. Gonna change my ways for a brighter day. Today, come on, yeah. I said, I'm ready for a change.
And this is some of his music.
You have the virus, the modern malaise. It lurks in your mind like the sign of the end days. Out at the screen needs a big real world glitch. With a click your instinct is to twitch. Come on,
Joe, that was crazy.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, what are we here for? We're here to encourage people to find their passion, right, bro?
Yes. Passion is where it starts. We want to encourage you to find your passion, your voice, your confidence, and feel part of writing, singing, and living the new stories of us, because passion is where change starts. We're asking, what is your passion?
Yes, exactly. What is your passion? And see, we believe that everyone in the world is an outlet for change. You, me, that means the big corporations, all of us. It doesn't matter how big or how small, everyone's an outlet. And we're on this mission to get the world plugged in. So the battery tour, it's truly an outlet for you to plug in and connect to your passion, right? Like no matter who you are, of course. And we hope to inspire really just two things. One, power this change, this tour. And the two, take action, do one thing differently because, you can.
Because you can. What is this then, man? What do we call this show?
Well, I mean, this is the people's show for changing the world, man.
Yes, it is. Now, AY is the USA's young leader to the UN. And he's been touring before COVID, as you may well know, with the astonishing battery tour, completely 100% clean energy powered, walking the talk, singing it. And I'm basically just his butler. And every week I offer him tea, and I then haven't brought the teapot prop with me. Sorry, sir.
Mixed nuts.
Mixed nuts.
But guys, this is a healthy snack. It's just like on the right side of the table. Yo, I mean, dude, yeah. Each week we welcome a few guests. This week we're welcoming a few more. I mean, really, what happened is last week a couple of people didn't show, so we've compounded it So this is going to be an interesting, great group of people, man.
Yes,
and we're going to talk about the possibilities, how we can change this world, right? Like how the global goals can be the framework of thinking and creating something new. Timo,
yes.
let's get some of these people in here.
Shall we get some of our first Global Goals guests in?
Totally.
Global Goals guests from the east to the west. So can you guess where the Global Goals guests are from this week? Because they could be basically from anywhere.
I mean, yeah, dude, like pretty much anywhere.
Who are we going to invite in first? We've got a thronging green room today.
Well, I mean, we've got to get our lovely ladies in. Here's one, everyone. Hello, Elizabeth.
Hello. Hi.
Elizabeth, welcome. And Jojo.
Hi.
Welcome to the Global Goals Music Roadshow. Thanks for joining us today. Where are you in the world right now?
We're both in Newton, Massachusetts, right near Boston.
Right on the eastern seaboard there. You're almost looking at me in the UK if you squint hard enough east. I can see you that way. You're that way, actually, for me. I think, yeah, hello.
Hi.
That's great. And you have a really interesting initiative, don't you? That, talk us through what you're bringing today.
Yeah, so our project, it's called the 4C Tree Project. That stands for Capture Carbon, Commemorate COVID-19. And it's the 4C Tree. That's our webpage. You can actually go to greennewton.org/trees. So we're from the Green Newton Youth Leadership Group. So we're both members of Green Newton's Youth Leadership Group, and working to make a sustainable green memorial to honor those who passed away to COVID.
Wow.
That's beautiful. Holy snaps. Talk about like using nature for a purpose.
Yeah.
Right? That's really cool.
How did you initiate this, and how have you been touched by COVID in the last year, each of you?
Well, this is Elizabeth's project originally. She's the one that thought of the idea. But it has a part in all of our lives. Like anybody, I would just say in the United States, but in the entire world has been affected by COVID in one way or another. We've all been missing seeing our family, seeing our friends, missing just like the sense of routine that I feel like a lot of us had. And now things are just up in the air. You know, school is different, work is different. I'm lucky enough to be on campus at my college, but everything is just so different. And I think finding some way to help others through that is like a way to cope with that.
Wow. I mean, that's powerful. Like, let me chime in and say something interesting, because like life's been really crazy recently. And it's so cool to see how you guys, you know, are almost using nature to help people, you know? And it's, you know, so like personally for me, like recently, like since this pandemic, I've met some really awesome people, and one specifically is someone I'm gonna bring on really quick, because like this is the best topic about like leading people into like just taking care of people in a different way. And like this guy has done that for me, so I gotta give a round of applause to the one and only, the man of the century, Zack, dude. Can you say something about this subject, like what she just laid out here, what Jojo just said?
Welcome. We were just going to get into a whole mental health conversation, and in you came as just the mentor we need immediately. How are you, man?
I'm doing so great. Honored to be here. Hi, everybody. And what dropped in for me right away about Jojo and Elizabeth's initiative is how it cross-pollinates between different aspects of the life that we all experience every day, and it braids them together in this way that, for me, it feels like, okay, I can take an action here. This feels like something that I could do from my home. I don't need to start my own organization. I don't need to run out a network. I can plug into this place and get like 3 for 1.
Crap, we're having he was saying something so powerful. Oh God! Like we're gonna bring him back
Yeah.
and he gets cracking. Like Elizabeth, yeah. Like let's expand on that. Like yo, that's crazy.
Yeah. Actually, so what he just said is so true. It's this idea of just tapping into what already exists, like what's already there. So for Newton, we have an organization called Green Newton, and they've been in Newton now doing amazing environmental work, building a more sustainable future for future generations. And they've been active for over 30 years. And so Jojo and I sort of just tapped into that network, that momentum that was already there. And really, with the help of Green Newton's president, Marcia Cooper, we're able to reach a lot of people in our city, like, and build this tree
More about
memorial.
the impact. I mean, I saw like a fundraiser thing, and it looked like you guys were having success, and it's nuts because it's like, oh shoot, people are caring about like the land. You know, like we had a good interaction as we were talking about the battery tour. You know, coming to Boston College. It's like, just tell me, like, you're in college too. Like, you're like one of the first college students that we've had like on the show. Like, what's happening in this new world of young people since COVID, sustainability? Like, tell me, like, tell me.
Well, we've been really fortunate. Within Green Newton, there's a separate group. It's called, I think, the Student Leadership. It's part of the Student Leadership Group is part of Green Newton, and that's high schoolers and college students. So even people like younger than me and Elizabeth. And that's great because it helps them get involved, and they can bring their schools into it, and they're talking to their friends about it. They're even younger than us. And it's been really helpful because I've actually been able to bring Boston College into it, and we're going to plant about 5 trees on Boston College's campus. So that's one way that I'm getting involved just from my college student perspective.
So you're feeling quite purposeful in this, are you? It seems.
Yeah. It's definitely given us something to have, like, to build community around, and to, like, I think, to give myself hope, and then also to help, spread like a sense of hope and a sense of purpose, even during such a challenging pandemic, to help, heal the community because of our great loss, because of the pandemic. So,
yeah. And have you, what kind of responses the 4C Tree Project had so far? Have people been engaging with you on this?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, even just in the BC community, we've gotten involved. The Environmental Studies Department, and Dr. Tara Pisani-Garreau, she's one of the head professors in the Environmental Studies Department. We've gotten involved with a group called Eco Pledge, which is an environmental group, and people have been really receptive. Everybody we talked to that were like, "Hey, can we plant a tree here? Do you want to help us with this?" Pretty much always the answer is yes. What can we do?
That's
just incredible.
It's the only thing more almost as primal as people's connection to the sea and to ocean issues that seems to bring a lot of emotion is trees, isn't it? It's a very, very symbolic thing in lots of ways. Now I think we can bring Zack back. Zack, welcome back, man.
Yeah, Zack, welcome back. And again, anyone who's paying attention, this is the Global Goals Music Roadshow. Please leave your comments. We have Elizabeth, Jojo here from Boston College. There are 2 students over here changing the world, planting trees. I mean, you guys are getting active. You're taking action. And then Zack, yeah, we would love to hear more of your thoughts on what these girls are doing. And you kind of trailed out there the last go.
Yeah, my internet's back. And really what I was picking up on is this idea of it kind of being a one-stop. I mean, something that I care about, and most of the people who I know care about the environment. Other things that people care about are mental health, and grief is an aspect of mental health loss. And so braiding just those 2 things together in one place, for me, that feels super potent. And it kind of aligns with this pace that the world seems to be moving at, is like, how can I get 2 things done at once? And so Jojo and Elizabeth, I just want to honor this initiative. I'll definitely be planting trees. I haven't lost anyone personally to it, but I want to honor this collective event that we've all been navigating. And I would just love to be a part of this. And thanks for putting it on my radar.
Yeah, thank you so much. That means a lot. And yeah, I'm kind of excited to hear more about what you do. And yeah, thanks.
And how can someone, this is crazy, it's a great question. It's like, Zach, like I want to help out. How can someone help power your initiative? And before you answer that real quick, Zach, you talked about mental health. That is goal number 3. We talk about all the time. It's interesting when you talk about the sustainable development goals and me being a young leader of these goals. When I look at health, you can almost say trees are health, right? Trees are health, right? Like it is life. But how could someone like support you guys?
Yeah.
Well, the simplest thing, we have, an online fundraiser. So if you, no donation is too small. If you have a little bit of money to donate, that would be wonderful. You could spread the word about it. Elizabeth, anything else?
Yeah, the other, one of the simplest ways is you could just give us a follow on our Instagram. I'll put it in my name. It's 4C Tree Project. Because I see, Zach, you've got yours, which is great. Yeah, awesome. So at 4C Tree Project, that's us. And just give us a follow. That will mean a lot.
That's
now,
awesome. Look, we use the global goals, the SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals, as a sort of, AY and I've come to get to know them as a sort of useful framework for helping us work out what the challenges are. So we have this feature every week where we ask people what goal they feel most plugged into.
What goal are you most plugged into? Seriously, we need to know what goal you like.
Go, Elizabeth. Which goal? You got 5 seconds.
Okay. The goal that I choose is sustainable cities and communities, because trees in the urban environments particularly are really helpful in mitigating the negative effects of inner cities. So trees help bring green space. They help improve mental health in cities, which tends to get worse. Like when you're in just a paved over gray surroundings, trees really help with that. And yeah, so trees in the city, so sustainable cities and communities.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Love that.
That's
goal
awesome.
number 11.
Jojo, what's up? What goal do you most connect to?
I think the third one, the good health, and as it relates to mental health. And yeah, I think that's something, because a lot of people think, humanitarian issues or environmental issues, when they're really the same thing. And so that's something that I'm really passionate about, especially mental health. I'm actually a nursing student at Boston College.
Nice.
So health and community health is something that's really important to me.
Zach, I know we're going to dive more into you. We got a lot to do on the show today. I'm going to be rolling. But dude, what goal do you most connect to? Is he here? Did we lose him again? We lost Zach again, guys. We keep losing this guy.
I thought he
no!
It's okay. We've got a lot. So here, this is what I'll say, because guys, you guys all know that I'm a young leader, right? And I think it's important. We're at the Global Goals Music Roadshow. Some people don't know what the goals are. I'm the young leader from the U.S. here to get the world plugged into these 17 goals and to make them happen. So I want to show a quick video to get everyone who's watching up to speed, right, Timo?
Yeah. What does it mean to be?
A local hip-hop artist makes an international name for himself. He is the first artist to power his concert with 100% renewable energy.
It is a real honor to recognize Mr. A.Y. Young, the founder of Battery Tour.
It's incredible. Can't wait for you to see this. The United Nations is now throwing its support behind him.
Mr. Young has made a big impact in his young life, born in 1991. He's a singer-songwriter, a dancer, producer, entrepreneur, and sustainability advocate. He's staged and performed more than 800 concerts. He was named by the United Nations recently as one of 17 youth world leaders of the world, the only individual selected for that honor from the United States.
to stimulating this local economy further, bringing entrepreneurs together, bringing businesses together, bringing the world together so we can make some change. I'm AY with the battery tour, and we're here in Honduras. It's beautiful. We're going to bring power, solar energy, medical supplies, reading glasses, all those things to the people of Honduras. Hey, mama. If it's true.
If it's true. Anyway, as part of his ambitions to be generally amazing, this young man, my colleague, is making an album based on the UN 17 Global Goals. I love a concept album. Every album should be a concept. And the people you've got involved with it are just stacking up to be amazing behind the scenes, aren't they, AY?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be great. Just working with some of the biggest artists in the world, you know, and you know what I'm saying, in collaboration of these goals. And I mean, and speaking of these goals, just to swerve, because like crazy stuff's happening in the show today. Like, we've also been teaching these goals through the music, right? Through all this crazy awesome in schools. And we've been creating outlet classrooms. So, really quick, let's tune in to one of our classrooms. We've got an outlet teacher here, Cassie. Hello. Okay, what's going on in the schools?
There's a lot. I'm actually in a closet right now with my mask off. So that's where you see this at. And the kids are out and about. I have my class covered. But thank you so much for what all you do. And we actually, the kids are watching the show right now, learning from people that are actually doing all of these things in the real world. So super cool. Yes, we have definitely started this project with our kids. The goals have been around for a while. Using AY and using the battery tour and people like you, it's almost like a movement, right? We are creating this like new movement within education to teach our goals, not just teach our goals, right, but put those goals into action and teaching them at a young age. So we're really excited about that. And we just finished a logo contest, and then they're working on more projects right now. We have students working with the Kansas City Water Department, Elizabeth, with your trees and
so cool.
Walking around with a lot of like water runoff and things like that. So a lot of great things are happening right now, and it's thanks to the battery tour, people like you. So thank you. I actually am going to start following you guys on Twitter too. So. And making not just my school and my classroom an outlet classroom, but every school in America, right?
Yes, I love that.
Yes, yes.
And then Timo, not just America, but the whole world, right?
Yes, the whole freaking world, Cassie. We all want to be in your classroom and the classrooms of our brilliant outlet teachers who we love to bits. Because every time you show up, we all get even more excited if that's possible.
Hey, I love it. No, it's super exciting. And you guys, it's so powerful to get the word out because we talk a lot about this, but you guys are actually out there in the world doing it, right, as adults. And sometimes they feel like, well, how can I have a job and how can I support my family and how can I do all this stuff when I'm older? So thank you for all you do and make sure you guys keep rocking because this is so exciting. So thank you.
Oh, Miss Fogel, thanks.
Thank you.
I confess I was a bit floored by the word adult there, but anyway, thank you.
That was our teacher, our outlet teacher, Cassie Fogel.
Wonderful. And hello to everyone who's watching there. This is the Global Goals Music Roadshow. You won't hear the global goals and human planet transformation talked about quite like this anywhere else.
Yeah, I mean, and just to dive really quick, guys, we keep talking about the change, the global goals, this project that the battery tour is doing. Just a real recap. What is that? This is what we're doing right now. This is why I was late for this thing today. We're doing an album, 17 songs, right? One song for each goal in collaboration with the biggest artists in the world. Next year is phase 2. We're doing a tour, and then we're going to release a guidebook and a roadmap through the United Nations, to all the artists in the world to be like, hey, this is how you tour sustainably. This is how you make a sustainable impact. Gotta get rid of this slide. And like these are the students, the people that are involved that are doing legacy projects, like Elizabeth over here with 4C Tree Project and JoJo. These are the change makers of the world.
Yes, it is. Yes, you are.
We are missing our special guest, Timo. What's going on?
Yeah, yes, I know. In fact, it's been quite a thoroughfare today of guests, all of whom I want to sit round the campfire with and speak to properly.
Well, let's. I have another question. Like this is beautiful. We have, what is. I want to go back to colleges because it's crazy. I think that everyone can be a part of this change. If you're a college student in some like small town, or if you go to a big university and COVID's hit and there's not much to do, like what would you guys say to people that want to get involved and do something, right?
Yeah.
You want to go? Yeah, I'll take something. So, the way that I got involved with this was I'm a freshman in college, and as I came into college, I was thinking about I wanted to join some sort of grassroots organization. I wanted to do something with the environment, justice, social justice, and I found out about Green Newton, and I emailed Marcia Cooper, who's like one of the she runs the student leadership group. And she told me about this group that just meets weekly on Zoom. And I was like, okay, I think I can fit that into my schedule. And then that's where I met Elizabeth. And she told me about the project she was working on. So I would just say, if you're looking for something to do and you're not really sure where to start because it's COVID, go online and look up the sort of thing you're looking for. Like if you want to get involved in, helping people who are food insecure, you can look up a food bank near you. If you want to join a grassroots organization, literally you could just look up like grassroots organizations and then your town, so I think just like looking out for these opportunities is important.
And another thing to add on that is just that there's a lot of things that are still going on remotely, and plans can happen even during this challenging time. We can do a lot online. We're preparing for the planting. So we're in this season of preparation for it to come to fruition in the spring. So right now you can still find an organization that's meeting through Zoom, go to webinars, do some self-education. There's so many things you can do just online. So yeah.
And actually connecting, reaching out, finding new people, discovering you're not alone, and feeling like you're actually achieving something or working to something, part of something. It is quietly transformational, personally, isn't it?
Yeah, Timo. Yeah, and let me chime in here too. It's like, okay, it's cool to get that college perspective. It's like, okay, these are things that, if you're a college student, you're a young person, what can you do? Intro my man Mike Severo, who is a musician, guys. He's incredible. He does all kinds of stuff. Clap it up, bro. Just tap in right now. Tell me this, man. Like, how if someone wants to, in the musician space, do some good things in the world. I mean, what are we looking at as artists, bro? And tell me about you. Can't hear him. Gosh dang it, we're having audio issues.
You're on mute, Mike, I'm afraid.
He's talking, though. Hey, do you guys see him? He's talking really well.
We can't hear him yet.
Huh?
Mike, you're on mute, I think.
Mike, we can't hear you. Guys, we just lost Mike. We're going to see how Mike's doing. Zach is coming back in. This has been one crazy. Oh, shoot. Wait, dude, I see something about the local. We got a call coming in.
Is that my agent calling?
The Global Girls Music Roadshow International News Bulletin. Brought to you by top correspondent Timo McNewsface.
Welcome to local news with That's the first time I tried that, isn't it? Clearly, I didn't get a time. Anyway, I'm completely someone else. I've got some glasses here, so I had a whole sort of bit worked out. It's like,
Hello.
I mean,
Hello.
if you're going to do a thing,
Hello.
so we have somebody calling into the news, and it is, I believe, the local rocker. Local rocker, are you there?
Local, I'm here. I'm finally here at AY show. I saw last week. I saw show, and I knew I was going to be on it. Hello.
Local rocker, you have some insights for us, don't you, about the power of local?
Locally, I am 45 with 4 kids and possibly 1 on the way, but I have achieved greatness because I know who I need to know. Locally, I do things local. I sing locally. I have local success. Localism is the way.
Yes, that sounds good. Can you talk us through why local is the way? It's not just because you don't get out much, is it?
It's clear. It's clear that if you just construct, if you just plug in, as AY says, if it comes a local first, you will have success. People will adore you. All around, I'm known. I go into my city, I get paid $500 to show up, to do show. Why? Because it's local. It's local. Localism. It's the way to be. It's the way to eat. It's the way to breathe. It is life itself. And I am locally known.
And local rocker, have you ever played anywhere other than local?
No. Why? There is no reason to go anywhere else but locally. Locally is where I'm known. Locally is where I'm grown.
It's lovely to hear from our local rocker correspondent, and obviously that's all we've got time for right now.
The Global Girls Music Roadshow International News Bulletin, brought to you by top correspondent Timo McNewsface.
That went well. Thank you for the very generous applause there. I have no idea.
Dude, you're an awesome newscaster. Like, that guy's crazy too, but you're really awesome. I mean, it looks like we've got Mike back. Can we hear Mike today? Is Mike, are you alive? No, we can't. Take 2 on Mike. Guys, Mike, we love you, bro, but is Zach working?
I'm here.
Yay!
Zach, also, I like the fact that you're now in very arty-farty mono. This just adds to the sense of thoughtfulness.
Yes, it's either this or with a tin can and a string attached to y'all. So I'm going black and white today.
Oh no, the problems of the COVID time where we have to do it like this. But you are so welcome.
Zach, I want to take some time. I want you to tell me a little bit more about what you do. I know I met this is an amazing guy. It's getting me through this crazy time period. Tell me more about what you do and what brought you into even this space here.
Yeah. So what I do today is a lot different than where I was 10 years ago, but I help people live into their purpose, to live into their mission, and to live into their dream, the reason why they're here, and to discover the things that only they can bring. And I've been coaching for 10 years, and what I've found is that that's consistently true. We all have medicine, and when we can tap into that medicine and identify how to share it, then we're on mission, we're on point. And how I got here, and the reason why I say living into our mission and living into our purpose, is because I don't think it's something that we can discover by taking a class or writing about it or having conversations. It's grounded in action and actually going out there, getting our hands dirty, getting in the arena, getting our butt kicked, standing up, receiving the data, like what's the data point that I learned, and then moving forward. And so for me, mission and purpose and dreams are things that we live into. We don't create a battle plan and then execute on it. We create the next step, we take that step, we figure out how we got there, and then we apply that wisdom moving forward. And I speak from my heart on this because 10 years ago, I was living in my car. I was actively addicted to drugs and I was hopeless. I didn't want to be here anymore. And I felt like I had some gift or some medicine to share and I didn't know how to get at it. I thought that I needed to know, like to have a lightning bolt hit me and it's like, haha, this is what I'm here to do. But what I was kind of coached around is a little bit like the local rocker is it's like, how can I start to have an impact right here, right now, today, in my neighborhood, in my current relationships? I didn't need to overhaul everything and become a new person. I needed to start acting in this moment. And so a big part of what I also do is I teach people how to be present, how to access this moment, because that's really our point of power and it's our point of access to reality. I can think about tomorrow, I can think about yesterday, but I'm doing it now. And so anything that I do with that, whether I'm feeling anxious or hopeful about the future, or I'm feeling resentful or proud about the past, it's affecting my moment now. And so I help people tap into that moment so that they can take action now and move into those dreams, those visions, the mission and the, the purpose.
Wow. Man.
I mean, this, I tell you what, AY, if ever there was a show that needed to learn about being present in the moment, it's our show, dude.
It's totally our show.
Zack, you're making me think actually of an experience when you said earlier on about how you're empowering people to move into it, and you had to move into it from a very difficult place. Thank you for sharing. Yesterday, I was volunteering at a COVID vaccination place near me in Bournemouth. Fascinating to see how they've set this up like an army field hospital and how efficient it is and how professional. But I was talking to one of the security guys on the door and he said, yeah, when you're a security guy, you have to learn that you can take a few knocks. And in fact, I'll say exactly what he said. He said, when you've been punched in the face the first time, you realize that you can survive that. And then you lose your fear. And you get up again and you learn how to deal with those fears. That's what you made me think of there is kind of you can take more than you think and be mindful.
Yeah, I love that. And I actually was thinking about that example as you were speaking, because so much of life feels scarier in our heads or in our imaginations than when we're actually doing it. I mean, I've been working publicly for a long time and still I get butterflies in my stomach every time I go live. Like I get nervous and I hope that the person cancels every time that I go live. Like I've been an introvert, in big air quotes, an introvert all of my life. And so I always tell myself these stories about how much more difficult life is going to be. And then when I show up, like when I don't run away, when I don't play small, when I don't hide, it's always way less scary, if not exciting, enlivening, enriching to face that fear. And I say that with a little caveat because I don't think that sustainable growth happens when we're a mile outside of our comfort zone. But instead, when we find like the edge of our comfort zone and we push against that continuously, day after day, it expands our comfort zone until at some point, what was once a mile outside of our comfort zone is now the edge. And from that place, we can have an impact and we can build the architecture, the muscle to kind of sustain it as we go instead of just taking a leap and then being way out of our depth.
That's so well said. I mean, this guy's literally putting into words, like, I think how I've operated to even get here, though. But you're so right. And like Elizabeth, Jojo, like chime in, like, how does this make you feel? Like, do you understand what he means about, like, maybe it's not the furthest jump in the world, but it's almost like taking that step every day, right? Making action.
Yeah, I mean, what you, Zack, said about how when you just looked at what can you do for your relationships, your neighborhood, your surrounding local community, that really resonates with me. I think going local and thinking local first, but then building it out can definitely help.
Yeah, and a lot of times I think when people think about changing the world, they're like, I don't even know what that means. It's just like a phrase. Like how do I even do that? But if you start small, you'll lead. It's not that you never do anything big. It's like you just start, and then eventually, like you stack up, and then it becomes something bigger.
See, that's Mike. And Timo, you can take it from here. Because I know there's some really. To me, they're showing the future. Like they're talking about like the future that we want the outlets to do, right? Things that we want this world to look like as people taking these steps. But Mike, what does some of this stuff look like from a musician perspective, right? Like making change, creating change, taking a step. Can we hear you? Let's find out.
Well, can you hear me?
Yeah!
Yay!
Oh my God!
Yay!
All right, so I'm just joining the call. I've had some terrible technical difficulties this afternoon, but here I am. So yeah, I'll just a quick backstory. AY reached out to me last December, I believe. I host a 1-minute segment for a local TV spot called Casey and 60, highlighting entertainment that's happening in the Kansas City area for a local TV station. But I come from a musician background. So I was a studio drummer for a while. I'm a bass player and a backing vocalist. And so when AY reached out to me, it was really interesting because I didn't realize in our 5-minute conversation how much we had in common. So just a quick, and I'd heard his name numerous times over the years and seen YouTube clips and different things on Facebook, but a quick search and looking at his videos and what he's done over the past decade almost is just incredible. And I didn't realize quite who I was talking to. So when we met in person, we clicked immediately, and I think it's incredible. I mean, your ambition and what you're doing and your goals are just something that is out of this world. So I'm so happy to be a part of it and to be affiliated with you. I know we've done a couple of things together musically, very briefly, and on the film production side. But yeah, that's my intro right there. So I need to get up to speed now to figure out where we are. But you did ask a good question. I'll add this from a musician standpoint. I think it's groundbreaking what you're doing, and a lot of people have taken notice. It doesn't take a lot of time to see that other people on a large scale are noticing what you're doing, and I think it's incredible. And you're on the way up.
Yeah, definitely. I was going to say, Mike, working in music and film and other creativities, you're used to doing that professionally, having to deliver against briefs and deadlines and budgets and work with clients and all the practical stuff it takes to deliver, which AY knows very much about. What do you think is the place of music and the arts in the transformation of planet Earth right now in a time of crisis? Where are you seeing your role in all this?
As long as I can be a part to help with the process and help it move along, I'm kind of new to this as far as this initiative that AY is launching. So I'm new to the game and I'm learning a lot. But I think the entertainment aspect has a huge role in bringing it to the forefront. So people don't just read it as black and white, on a news story and see what's happening. But he's actually speaking, his art through music, and he's portraying it in a way that you can see what we need to do. So I think that it takes all aspects of the entertainment industry, and what he's doing is incredible.
And Mike, the aspects of people, like whoever's listening right now, if you're in the comment box, hit a comment, say something, say your thoughts about how you think you can take an action. Look what the heck we have here. We got college students doing tree projects. We got like musician and talented like dude with the awesome voice and looks good in white, like over here. We got like mentalist / like coach / like everything in the world that you need to like build you as a human. With, by the way, Zack, your story, you told more about the story that I've ever heard. It's really touching me, bro. And then we look at this as outlets, right? We are all different, but we are all plugged into each other now. Like this is beautiful. I'm like so happy. That's what makes change, right?
Zack, I was going to say that a link in my mind between you and Mike here is talking about embodying things again. That I've learned during my research with quick flash of the card. As a music maker, I came to this through a music project that led me to do a research cast called Unsee the Future, which had me looking at the global goals as a dumb creative who'd never heard of them. And what I found was that essentially everything's cultural. So it's art that is going to change the world. But that's got me exploring even more. Well, what does it mean to think like an artist? one of those things is embody and practice, isn't it? It's showing up and physically pushing yourself through experiences so that you change and therefore change the world around you.
Yeah, I love that. Was that for me, Timo?
Yeah, or anybody who wants to chime in. But yeah, I was just
and you guys can all talk. Like, there's no turns here. Like, I love a good like family meal. You know, we're all together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll speak first because Timo, you bring in this idea of creativity and of art being the thing that
Zach,
changes
I
and
think you might be
shapes.
muted. We can't hear you.
Oh, I can hear Zach.
Yeah, I can hear him.
Oh snap! You couldn't hear him? Huh?
And one of the things that I've learned, because I've coached creative people, AY, I just want to put a plug in for you, brother. You are so amazing. You embody that creative spirit with every cell in your body. Like when I watch what you create, when I get to connect with you one-on-one, like you are who you say you are. And that isn't necessarily standard practice. I used to run in a lot of artist circles, and there was a lot of like this mask wearing. And when I see you, when I experience you, when I hear people talking about you, they're talking about the same guy. And I just wanted to say that, make sure there's time to say that. Praise you, brother. Fill your cup a little bit, because I know you're out there filling a lot of other people's cups.
Yes.
And where this ties in with the work that I do in the world, in particular when it comes to creative people, is that it's difficult to be creative when we're physically hungry. It's difficult to be creative when we're not feeling physically safe. Right? Something hijacks our brain, right? Necessarily, it's got to be evolution, biology, something that says now's not the time for making art, right? Now's the time for survival. And so when we're stuck in survival, we can't create. And also when we're stuck in survival, it's really hard to see opportunities to collaborate with other people, because there's this drive that we have to stay alive. And so I think that there's a myth about the starving artist, because it's very difficult to be prolifically creative when we're starving. And so some of the work that I love to do, and some of the work that I admire most in the world, is when artists are out there filling up their cups and then also filling up other people's cups with wisdom, with novelty, with innovation, with philosophy, with new ideas. Because Einstein, I think, said it, it's difficult to create a solution with the same thinking that caused the problem. And problem solving is a creative act. And I don't know that there's artists out there whose like medium is problem solving, or maybe that's the industry that I walk in. But like coming back to this idea of creating locally, using what we have right here and right now to create and to maximize the potential, and to take really, really good care of ourselves. Yeah. Right? Like on the airplane, it's like you put your own mask on before you put someone else's on. Like that's really where we potentiate the capacity to be creative, to create, to embody the creator archetype.
I agree. There's a thing. Go on, why you go?
No, and I was just gonna say, like, look at this comment by Julia, my love. She said, I really love what Zach is saying about being in the present moment, because that is where your power is. And she said some other things that are beautiful. I mean, dude, Zach, you're preaching to the choir. Go ahead, Timo.
No, I was just going to say that, you know, a starting point there's an interesting thing going on here between vulnerability and power. And there's I think a very central relationship for humans to keep that impossible balance. When you first understand your vulnerability, I feel like you're starting to get it. But the first step you can take as a creative, if you feel vulnerable, if you feel starving, is to testify. Because storytelling is about truth. And it's truth that connects people emotionally to things. And even when you're at your weakest, you can open your mouth and sing or testify to your truth. And I'm just very conscious this week in the UK of all the stories I've been following on Twitter, following a very sad attack on a woman in London, and how this has triggered so much pain and fear in women across my country this week. The testimonies of people I know and people I don't have been huge, but in sharing and having the courage to speak up, they are really connecting with each other and with a wider truth. So you can testify. That's a starting point. Yeah, no, I was wanging on a bit there. I agree. It's not. I was going on. Yeah, no, that's fair enough.
That was so well said, bro. Like what you say, like it like makes my heart flutter.
Too, I feel this on the show every week with everybody here. Mike, I was going to ask you quickly before we get into what AWA was going to share. You know, when you've had people in the studio, how do you deal with them, and what kind of state are your musicians usually in when they come in? Are they feeling vulnerable? Are they sharing, or are they just like jobbing creatives on the go?
I'd say more the latter, jobbing creatives on the go. This last year has been very trying on everyone, as we all know, and it's been a situation where people come in here and they kind of want to hang on to what they've been doing before, but realizing at the same time that we're in a different spot now. So it's been interesting to see the switch. I think what's most important right now is that we stay positive, and we try to go ahead and speak our truths and do the right thing, which I think AY is doing incredibly well and really bringing that to the forefront. But yeah, it's been different. It's not quite what it used to be, and it changed very dramatically. So yeah, I think, and also as you know, as an artist and seeing other artists, people feel more empowered at this time to speak what they believe to be their truth and see how important that is, and not so much the glitter and the glamorousness of where they want to be, but speak what they believe is true to be in their heart. So that's what's kind of maybe one of the blessings that came out of this past year in this global pandemic.
Yeah, for sure. And the thing about music and poetry is that you can create an experience with it. AY, are you going to create an experience for us tonight? Do you want to share some music?
Yeah, and you know, next week maybe we'll do it live, but we'll fake live it today. If it's true, then I'll find my way to you. Trust me, hey darling, yeah, I love you, I love you, I love you. Hey, if it's true, then I'll find my way to you. I'll find my way to you. Trust me, hey darling, if it's meant to be, let it be. Come on, girl. Yeah, now break it down one time.
All right.
Beautiful. I love that song so hard.
Dude, and you never get to hear the rest of it.
I never get to the end on the show.
Can I say this, guys? Elizabeth, JoJo, 4C Tree, like, love you guys' project. You guys, people don't even know, like, Elizabeth's over here helping me with my LinkedIn account. Like, hey, write this is better. She's like, this girl's a ball of fire. She's amazing. Crap, this is made that way. She's so cool, guys. I'm so happy that, like, you're on the show. Like, life-changing.
Thank you. No, I'm so happy to help. Like, I think one thing that Greta Thunberg says is when you see people taking action, action gives hope. So don't look for hope, look for action. And so, AY, when I heard your story, I was like, wow, I'm so happy to help you in any way, because I just love what you're doing. So, yeah. Did that come through? Did you hear me?
Yeah, no, that came through, and then Zack, man, do this guy, man, guys, you guys gotta plug into Zack, like, you gotta plug in Zack. I'm yo, what's up? What's cracking? Yeah, I'm getting so many calls, guys. This is crazy. Mike, bro, thanks for being here, dog. Yeah, I'm about to come through. Yo, and by the way, like, I'm sorry I was so late because I literally was talking to Pitbull's people and freaking Akon's people. So that's what happened. Yo, Duran D, what's up? This is Duran. This is the homie. Oh, yo, this is a good time. Yo, hey, Timo, I'm gonna have to go though, like right now, bro. Duran, I'm hopping on, bro.
If we could just
is that the show?
He's gone again. Yeah, that is the life of AY Young, of UN's young leader, with a lot of phone calls to take. And guys, it's just us now, so we've kind of come to the end of our show, and AY's gone to keep spreading the love and filling other people's buckets. I have to say, guys, all four of you, five including Cassie, have refilled my bucket again this week, as our guests always do, and every time it's in a slightly different way with who we meet. Thank you so much for each of you to joining us. Elizabeth and Jojo and Mike and Zack. Each of you, have you got a thought you'd like to leave us with?
I could jump in.
Go on, you jump in.
Yeah, the little things are the big things, and life is a long game. And we grow in inches or millimeters and not in miles. Maybe sometimes we'll have like a quantum leap, but just to kind of bring it back to ground level, like everything I've experienced from every teacher, coach, mentor, just looking around the world, looking at nature, right? Everything happens in increments. And I think Jojo said that it's like the little inches add up to create a big stack. And so the little things are the big things. And remember, or let's remember that it's a long game.
Yes.
And I'm out.
That's beautiful. Zack, thank you very much. We'll say goodbye to you. That's a wonderful to leave on. Mike, have you got a last thought?
I love what you guys are doing, and I love the movement. I think it's beautiful. Again, I'm new to this, and so I'm learning every day, but keep up the good work, and so happy to be a part of it.
Yeah, beautiful, man. This is a show for people who are completely starting out and just want to know as much as it is people testifying to things they've already had a go at. So you're as naturally a part of this as anybody. Thank you for showing up and asking your questions, being part of it. And good luck with it. Have you got something coming up in the studio tomorrow or the rest of next week?
Over the weekend, we're filming a show called Up Close and Cultural. Behind me, there's an entire green screen room, and this is bringing cultural issues to the forefront with Cecilia Brown.
Where can we find that? Where can we?
Yes, there's. Gosh, I wish I had this right in front of me. Up Close and Cultural on Facebook would be one way to find it. She's also on Twitter, Instagram. Just look up Close and Cultural, and on some platforms it's Up Close, the letter N, Cultural, and you should be able to find it. We're on our 4th episode, shooting this weekend, and it's very entertaining and very informative. So I think you would enjoy it.
It's a great title. You've got me hooked immediately. I want to watch it. We'll put the links in the bio afterwards, and to Zack as well, who has loads of great classes you can join him on. Mike, thanks, mate, for joining us. We will chat again. I really hope.
Thank you.
Ciao for now. And Jojo and Elizabeth, have you got thoughts each that you'd like to share?
Yes. Yeah. Okay, I'll go. Okay, so mine would just be like pass it on. I think this idea of like when you're doing something good, like help someone else do something good. Like whether it's liking someone or going and following what they're doing or actively like helping them in some way, just like pass on the good acts, and then more and more people will want to take actions to help other people. Yeah.
I love that.
And please follow us on Instagram. That can really help us with 4C Tree. Yeah,
Right,
at 4C Tree Project. Thank you.
At 4C Tree Project on Twitter. Great. Jojo, you got a last thought?
Yeah, I just want to say, if you're just getting started, like if you want to get involved in activism or environmental justice, it's never too late. Don't feel like, oh, I should have been doing something before. Like, you start right now.
Yes, it's never too soon. It's never too soon to get in and start learning. And you two have definitely been learning by trying. And you just grow, don't you, by having a go. You learn fast.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Jojo and Elizabeth, it's been a joy to meet you both and spend some time with you. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks so much, Timo.
Thank you so much.
Lovely to meet you both. Ciao for now. Have a good rest of your Thursdays. And so that's it. That's our show. This is the bit where I wrap up. It's been another packed moving show. And as ever, the sort of themes of mental health come out in everything and bind us together. Zack does some great classes and shares all sorts of thoughts online about how you can get your head straight behind centering his story there with so many of us hitting rock bottom, not sure we can go on, and yet embodying something the Battery Tour and follow AY's incredible, infectious creativity and be an outlet for change, then you can join us here. If I can find the thing, there was a nice flow going on there, and then I completely lost it. Where is our? There's one chord. Join the Battery Tour. You can be one of our outlets for change. You can be a guest on the show by registering here. ayyoung.com. Join us on the show. Become an outlet for change. And we'll see you next week on the Global Goals Music Roadshow. Love you guys.